I'm going to show you these two stitches today. This one here is called Open Knotted Work, and this one here is called Open Star Stitch. As you can see, they look almost identical, except this one here has a little bit more of a texture to it. And this first one here was specifically requested by Jessica, and as I was looking through my stitch books to see if this stitch was known by any other name, I came across the Open Star Stitch, so I decided to show them both to you. They both are worked on a multiple of 3 stitches plus 3. They're both 4-row repeats, and they are almost identical, except for the second and fourth rows of the pattern. The yarn that I'm using today is Lily Sugar and Cream Cotton Yarn. I'm using size 6 needles, and for both of these samples I have 12 stitches on my needles. So first up is the knotted open work. And this one, you're going to start out on the right side of the fabric, and all you're going to do for the first row is knit 2, and then you're going to begin your pattern repeat, and it's yarn over, knit 3, and now what you're going to do, you're going to take stitch number 1 and pass it over the second and third stitches, just like this. Just passing that stitch over. Yarn over, knit 1, 2, 3. Again, pass that first stitch over the second and third. Yarn over, knit 3, pass the first stitch over the second and third, and then you're just going to knit the last stitch of the row. So row 2 for this pattern is just purling all stitches. So I'm just going to go through that really quickly here. Oops. And when you get to row 3, it's pretty much the same as row 1, but for this row you're going to knit 1 and then begin your pattern repeat. And it's, again, you're going to knit 3 stitches and pass the first one over the second and third, and then yarn over, knit 3, pass the first one over, yarn over, knit 3, pass the first stitch over, yarn over, and then knit the last 2 stitches. And row 4 is the same as row 2. Again, you're going to purl all of your stitches. And you would just repeat those 4 rows for the pattern. And that is the open knotted work. And now for the open star pattern, you're going to be starting this time on the wrong side of the fabric. And this is the same as the knotted stitch. Knit 2, yarn over, knit 3, pass that first stitch over the second and third, and repeat to the last stitch. Yarn over, knit 3, passing the first stitch over the second and third, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, pass first stitch over, and knit 1. And for this pattern, row 2, instead of purling, you're going to knit your stitches. So knit, and then row 3 is the same as the knotted stitch. You're going to start by knitting 1 and then begin your pattern repeat, which again is your knit 3 and pass the first stitch over the second and third, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, whoops, pass the stitch over, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, pass the stitch over, yarn over, and knit your last 2 stitches. And then the last row, instead of purling like you did on the first stitch pattern, it's just knitting all stitches. So really the only difference with this stitch pattern is that you're knitting 2 rows instead of purling them. And this one here, the open star stitch, has a little more texture on it than the other one. But they are pretty much identical.